Jimmy Pop was right. I'm Sam.
Fast and the Furious for ugly people. I'm Jackie.
Well, I hope you enjoy the victory with no frickin' spleen! I'm Justin, and this is 200 miles per hour on Stinker Madness. Hello, and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. This week on the show, currently streaming on Tubi TV from 2011, an Asylum movie, which is a rare pick from us, starring nobody that would ever be cared about, other than, I guess, Paul Logan, who's just in other Asylum movies.
No, he's wasn't he like One Life to Live? He's a soap opera guy.
Okay, there you go.
Wait,
it's called 200 miles per hour.
That's the brother, right?
So we should probably... No, that's the cop. Jeez Louise. So 200 miles per hour, currently streaming on Tubi TV, widely reported to be the worst car movie ever made, and I guess that's what we're here to determine. So we'll circle back to that. Sam, what can you tell us about 200 miles per hour?
What do I have to do first, though? I have to apologize for last week.
Oh yeah, we've got some You're Wrong Idiots.
It's not, I'm putting this on all three of us for fucking up the Nancy Cartwright thing, who I have continually over my life confused Nancy Cartwright and Yeardley Smith. That's no excuse. Nancy Cartwright is the one that does all the voices. Yeardley Smith only does Lisa Simpson. Jackie, you watch it almost every day. You should have caught me too. We're all in trouble for that one.
Yeah, way to go, poop face.
So I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. It's not the first time, it'll be the last time.
I got my information from Justin, so technically I'm not an idiot. I was just misinformed by an idiot.
We've actually got two You're Wrong Idiots from last week. I said that Dick Miller dies at the beginning of Gremlins. Dick Miller plays the exact same character at the beginning of Gremlins 2, so he doesn't die in Gremlins 1. Which I don't remember him even being in Gremlins 2.
I don't have... I don't remember a damn thing about Gremlins 2.
Just that it's like the villain is shitty Donald Trump because he was a villain in the 80s. Thanks for pointing this You're Wrong Idiot out, Patrick Z on Facebook. Okay, so 200 miles per hour. Go ahead.
Well, I'm watching this... I almost picked this a long time ago, and I started watching it, and I was like, this is really fucking bad. This is going to be a good pick. But then I saw that it was an Asylum movie, and it just, like, immediately left my radar. I was like, oh, well, that's just going to end up, it'll be hot for 10 seconds, and then there's just going to be some boxes of dialogue for about 45 minutes in the middle of it. Because that's what I get with Asylum movies. This one doesn't have that, though, so I'm going to say it. So I'm watching it, and it's like, I have this feeling like, man, this is the worst movie, I think, not just the worst car movie, but this has got to be the worst movie made in this century. But then I'm like, no, because this is actually good for an Asylum movie.
Right?
Because they don't make movies, they make crap. And it's not... I don't know. It's hard to describe, to wrap my brain around this. There's a wiki for this. All the sources are from writers that have blogs that share their love of Asylum movies. Well, these quaint little movies. They also write fucking screenplays for the dickheads.
There you go.
Like, yeah, you can't... I mean, at least one guy, this H. Perry Horton, I liked him because his blog was an inmate's blog. So he was identifying. He's like, I write for these guys, but I'm going to still write reviews because I guess I get paid for their SEO too. No serious film critic will study these movies. You can't get a good reading on it because it's like if a Totino's pizza didn't have toppings. That's an Asylum movie. And you're calling it pizza and you're like, that's not pizza. It's dough product. I won't die if I eat it, and I will not die a little longer from eating it, but it's not pizza.
How dare you, sir? Tostitos pizzas are delicious. Delicious, I say.
Well, I said without the toppings, though.
Oh,
would you eat one without the top? Would you just eat the Totino's dough product?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I could fold it and make it like a Well, then I'd be
if
putting
you
toppings
put something on it, it's not Totino's dough product anymore. You make a nice quesadilla out of it. Sounds good.
Yeah,
But
that's that's exactly where I was going.
And I haven't had a Totino's in a while, but it's been a number of years because I've sworn off everything but the Red Barons. I'm an adult man and I can eat the fucking pizza I want to eat. And I want a fucking Red Baron pizza. God damn it. I don't even eat Domino's anymore. I just always have Red Barons because I got Domino's and it was fucking gross. And I was like, I hate Domino's. I've always fucking hated Domino's. Their chicken wings are fine. But fuck it. I want a goddamn Red Baron and I'm going to put extra cheese on it. It's going to be better than any Asylum movie.
Dude, last night we ordered pizza from a place called Papa Vito's in Illinois. And it was 2 St. Louis style pizzas stacked on top of each other that were made out of pepperoni, and it was so effing delicious.
That sounds really good.
It wasn't bad.
So that's my problem with Asylum is that they've taken the Corwin formula of, you know, as long as we only spend this much time and this much money, we have this much profit because all these slots are available to us if we can continually make a product. For him, it was the poster. They're still sort of doing the poster trick too because you get that graphic that comes next to the movie when you're clicking through the streaming things. So they're filling available slots. But the difference between the Asylum and Corwin is that they intentionally make their movies more shitty because it's safer. It's safer.
I'm gonna stop you there. And if you call him Corwin one more time, I'm flying to Boise and I'm gonna slap you in the damn mouth. It's Roger Corman. Corman. God.
Sorry.
Corwin is a dealership, not a film producer.
Yeah, Corman.
For the 50th time.
God damn it. Sorry, idiot me. Anyway.
Oh no, we're already starting off on a bad foot.
Corman would hire people that were going to be able to work fast, but then also he went through a lot of people that didn't, right? And I'm sure the Asylum goes through some people that they didn't intend for it to just be a box of dialogue, but that's what they ended up with when they hired that guy. They'll just keep that guy writing, though. Like, Corman would be like, you took too long, and that was just crap, so just got off with you. Like, when Wynorski talks about it, and he's like, I showed him this, and he's like, no, I didn't like it. But a lot of people are going to. And you did it fast, and it's going to fulfill that need, and some people are going to get a wild ride out of this. So, no, I don't like it, but somebody will, and you're trying. Congratulations, you get to work for me as long as you fucking want. With these current model of streaming and everything, and they sell to sci-fi, like, they have to actually intentionally make these boring because it's safer. And that's why I'm like, no, that's not a fucking movie. This isn't the worst movie ever made because it's the best or the worst movie of the century because it's the fucking second best Asylum film. Because I will say that the guy that wrote this one is Thunder Levin, who also wrote Sharknado and then wrote and directed American Warships with MVP. And that's actually the only Asylum movie that I've ever watched that I liked. That was fun. We had fun with that. And it was just because Van Peebles was like, I don't care if you never hire me again. I'm not going to lay on this screen like a dead fish.
Wasn't Billy D in that as well?
And what's her face from the Terminator? And she was fun because she was like, oh, fuck it. I don't want to work for you people anymore. I'm going to actually do some acting.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton.
Was like, no, whatever. I don't need a job, actually. My royalties off Terminator. I'm set. If you're going to fucking make me do oatmeal, I'm just going to walk. You hired me to put me on the poster, so fucking deal with it.
She's like, I got Jimmy Cam money. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. And that's my biggest problem whenever I see the Asylum, or if they try to hide that it's an Asylum movie when they sort of put these out through other avenues. You just want to look for 2 names, one of 2 or both of the 2 names. And those names are David Michael Latt and David Ramawi. If you see those names, it's the Asylum pretending that it's not an Asylum movie. And you're like, oh, you sneaky bastards, but I know your little game here. I just can't see that they're really that bad at writing. It's an intentional. Their formula sucks. Yeah. And I don't like it. And this one is directed by famed stuntman and veteran stunt coordinator I mean, we're talking 347 stunt credits on IMDb. Cole S. McKay. He did 2 movies for him this year in 2011. The other one was Three Musketeers. And then he just sort of bailed on him. Like, you're not going to... I've been in the business long enough that your model should be, it doesn't matter. The poster fucking sells it. If I do it in the time, that with the money that I'm allowed to use, then I'll keep working for you. But if you're going to make me do this formula, I'm not going to work for you. I'm guessing this, right? Because he just goes back to stunt coordinating.
Yeah, he was also really busy with his rally car championships and his video games. Colin McKay, right?
Cole S.
Who you're
McKay.
Talking about? Oh, okay. This is yeah. Famed racing driver.
I did
Colin McRae.
Yeah,
okay.
you know.
God damn it. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. I don't even know why I show up anymore.
That was dumb, though. You're dumb.
No, it wasn't. It was awesome.
That guy's name is kind of like this guy, I think. It's not a joke. Those are jokes, right? Those guys' names are sort of the same. Funny stuff.
Your face is sort of the same.
It's not the same. Not the same at all. Your face is like the Asylum
You got Colin McRae
movies.
face.
It's like oatmeal without water in it. Just eat it dry. It's fine. Numbers.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the funniest joke yet.
So
Okay.
it's, to me, everything they do is disqualified because I don't consider them movies. They're just
Fair enough. All right.
screen product.
I think you've double stamped your argument, and I think it's a fine one, and I'm not going to argue with you about it.
So apparently, I mean, nobody's probably heard of this guy because I hadn't heard of him because I don't pay attention. I didn't realize that there was a drifting circuit in the U.S., but there is, and there's one guy named Justin Powlak who goes by JTP. He's a big deal, I guess. Drifts in a Mustang these days, fully sponsored. Sells the parts so you can build your own drifting Mustang on his website. That was his RX-7, and the reason why the RX-7 turns into an SX2 or 240 SX is it got fucking stolen. His truck, his trailer, all of it.
Oh, wow.
The RX-7 got boosted. They never fucking found it.
Where is it?
They never found it. They never found the truck.
Somebody's
they never found the
gotta have
trailer. It got stripped. It got painted. It's got sold.
I guess it's stripped. Yeah.
Chopped. It's gone.
Man. Wow. The hero car got stolen. Jackie, did you even notice that the car changes throughout the entire movie?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It was quite obvious, and I just thought, who are they trying to fool with this bullshit? Well, this is the same car, we just souped it up. Look at it. You, it's the same thing. It's a totally different fucking color. And...
There's so much terrible CGI throughout the whole thing. Why didn't they just CGI it? Because it's only just this one reoccurring shot. It's the 240 drifting around a corner in like an industrial district type thing. Just CGI that as an RX-7.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't because then people will notice how bad the CGI looks.
Because of the rules and the formula. It's an Asylum movie. You only can do this for this effect. You have to do this. This is how it works.
But the car got stolen, guys.
Not our problem.
Them's the brakes.
Also, we're not paying for that. I know that you brought your friend in. You were going, hey, guys, I actually worked with this Corman guy. Would you like to see how to have a good time doing this and still make the same amount of money? And we can't do that. So, yay.
Yeah, get out of my office, you with your problems. With their stolen cars, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, so that's the story of this movie. Who's in this? A bunch of dickheads that are in Asylum movies and some guy from Soaps.
Right. Yep.
The most interesting thing about it is that poor man's car was stolen. And it was his personal car. Like, that wasn't his comp car. Like, his beloved RX-7.
My RX-7, no! Falls to his knees.
I would that's
vows
a
revenge.
fucking nice RX-7.
That's the movie that they should have made, is the plight of Justin TPP or whatever his name is. JTP. The movie.
and Officer Flynn tracking these guys down and cracking skulls.
Yeah, right.
Because he was fun.
And Justin's mom could still be a stripper. You know, you can still work in the mom, hey, Missy, you know, line of things. No? Right, everybody?
Yeah.
Strippers? Stripper moms?
I mean,
You don't think that's
everything that Jimmy
line?
Pop said in that song is in this strip club. Like, all of it. I was like, wow, this is...
Sad strippers, you guys, you know, that puts butts in seats.
Yeah.
Is crying strippers.
There's, like,
box office success.
lines in the movie where he's like, oh, you can't drink in here and have tits. What the fuck is that? And I was like, her tits were out like 5 minutes ago.
Right?
Who's writing this? Also, wait, or is it like directorial decisions? Like, I'm just going to betray this. Do you think that Cole S. McKay was like, fuck, the car got stolen, we had to spray paint an SX the same color green. Call it an MX-5 in the next. Really jerk some people off. This will get them.
Right.
Because there's either just brilliant incompetence in reading about cars before you wrote this. I don't care if it took you one day. I don't care if it took you one day. And that's excusable if it's on purpose, because he's like, fuck, no, people are going to know this. And they're like, nobody's going to know. I was like, yeah, they're going to know. Call it an MX-5. That'll really irk them.
I think we can go ahead and declare that it is the most inaccurate of all car movies. I think that's fair, right?
It's a GTR Skyline. That's a thing.
Yeah, Skyline GTR. Sure it is, bud. All right, let's do this. Okay, so movie starts out. Let's just get to the point. It's a Fast and Furious knockoff. Fast and Furious is hot as shit in 2011. We all love it. And Asylum is like, hey, if they can do that, we can do that. So let's get some street boys and some racer boys. What are those guys called?
Boy racers?
Boy racers, yeah. Let's get some boy racers in here and get their, we'll say, hey, you can put your car in a movie for free. And it'll be cool, and you can say you have a movie car, so we don't have to pay you anything. And then they all pull up, and they're like, woo, hot dog, woo, we got girls in thongs, woo.
They didn't have that till later.
Terrible music and neon under effects, and that's what our movie is. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
It's at the top of the page of the screenplay, you got time and setting. Setting is glow effects. Time is glow effects.
Yeah.
That's it.
And there's only one halfway decent looking person in this entire film. And spoiler alert, he dies within the first 10, 15 minutes. So there's nobody to look at for the entire rest of the movie, not even the women folk.
What about Mom? Hubba.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so our dude Rick, he's late. He's got... Rick, the street racer. He's got a second gen RX-7 with a bunch of crap super glued onto it, and so it's fast. And up pulls his brother. What's his brother's name?
Tommy.
Only
my mom calls me Tommy. Okay, Tommy. Everybody calls you Tommy.
Okay, Tommy.
Nobody called him Tom until the end of the movie. He was like, my brother Tom. Did you remember the line? No? Good. Move on. Keep shooting other stuff.
Now I respect his wishes because he's dead. So he pulls up in this 370Z, and Rick is like, whoa, dude, 370Z, that's like an $87,000 car. No, it's not.
It's not. It is not. Those started at like 30.
Right. The brand new one in 2022 with 400 horsepower. Oh, it starts at 40K.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You'd have to really juice that thing up to get it 80,000. And then it's not as fast as the GTR came stock in terms of speed.
Right.
You can put 1,000 horse in those 350s, but it still won't, break Jeremy Clarkson's neck going around a corner because it didn't grip that good.
So let me give you some facts that they give us,
okay.
Sam. 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. Wrong! Top speed of 193 miles an hour.
Nope.
Quarter mile in under 10 seconds. Very not
accurate.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, man, I made manager at the dealership. So now I can buy $100,000 cars. Wrong!
They got a really good deal on this $80,000 car. What? They screwed
What do you think a manager?
You work there. You're the manager.
He's the manager.
A sales manager.
No, he's not the sales manager. He is the manager of the janitorial team or the car wash kids.
Well, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he is a sales manager. What does a sales manager pull down annually working at a Datsun dealership?
$100K.
100K. That's where I come at maybe like close to six figures, like maybe 90. Yeah. But you can't afford a $100,000 car.
I don't think
you can't.
I think he's the service manager because he's a gearhead, right?
Right. That would make sense.
So he's pulling down like $40K.
Right. I'm a manager. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
And there's no way that he's on the sales floor looking the way he is with his scruffy ass beard.
No, he's the service manager.
Service manager. Nice.
Value judgments made by us.
Mm-hmm. This movie is full of lies.
Yeah, I like how every time I make a judgment call on people's appearances, you two usually rip me up. But this time, it's fine.
Hey.
Well, he's a white dickhead, so we're allowed to make fun of him.
Have you ever been to a car dealership? Screw those people. Like, screw
They're fucking us every time. I've never bought
a
car at a dealership because it seems like it's Screwsville.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. We don't need them anymore. We live in the future. All right, so Missy comes out, and they're like, dude, it's your mom. Because she is,
She is the same age as her oldest son.
That's true.
No, she's older by like 5 or 6 years.
No, that's the H, Sam. That's the H that's aging her up.
Heroin?
Yeah,
that's anti-aging. You see some of those guys that were addicted to heroin.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
They're like,
who looks good after doing heroin?
They don't look good. You just don't age. You don't age as fast, I guess. I don't know. I saw some of those jazz guys. They're like, that guy's 73. I'm like, oh, he only looks 50. It must be the heroin.
Dude, Keith Richards is 170 years old, but he looks like he's 600. He looked like he was 80 in the freaking 70s, dude.
He looked like hammered shit when he was 10.
Right, because he was doing H when he was 5.
How about that?
He aged up. He's a robot, but he looks like a bad robot.
The meth will, crank you 30 years and 2 months.
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, she's not on meth.
No.
She's on downers, for sure. All right, so she's like, oh, my gosh, Rick, hey, this car looks like it goes fast. I hope that there's airbags. Nope, there's not. And as evidence later. And Ricky, you got a letter. It's from UCLA. You're going to college. Yay. He's like, what? I didn't sign up.
And we finally are going to get some respect in this neighborhood.
Yeah, right, because mom is a damn stripper.
Yeah, your mom's a stripper. You have no dad. Your oldest son is a monkey wrencher. And your youngest son is kind of a doofus. And, he's not going to UCLA. He's going to the community college next to UCLA. He didn't have the grades.
I mean, these people are not cool. Like, yes, she's right. Rick, you are the first one to have a shot at it because, and I'm not even saying like a good shot, but like better than because I'm a stripper. He makes $40,000 a year and is now going to have to file bankruptcy for his $90,000 car.
It's only worth $40,000.
That's only worth $40,000
down in that thing. $40,000 already.
You own a second-gen RX-7 with all that stuff super glued to it is still only worth about $6,000. So, I mean, are you in high school, Rick? Because you're like 23, dude, and you've been sleeping down in the basement for like 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, he is not.
Get out of here.
He is not a college kid. He doesn't look like one. He looks like he's 25, maybe 27.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe a senior. He's not a high schooler. All right, so they're like, we got to get to the race, and so they race to the race. But then they're beaten by a lady on a motorcycle, which appears to be like a Honda 150.
No,
a Honda 150.
I think it's a 400 Kawasaki.
Okay, it's not a fast bike.
It's not a fast bike. It's just like, we found a bike. It's a 400 Kawasaki. It's you can cook around pretty good on this thing, I guess. It's a fun bike. I just couldn't get a fucking crotch rocket. How is that possible? I don't understand.
I thought it looked like a 250, if I'm quite honest, which is the smallest.
It's a little bike.
It's a little bike.
Think they might they may have made a 250, but I thought for a while the smallest for a street bike that you could get, and this is like a 1980s run of the mill Japanese street bike. I thought the smallest was a 400, but
no, we had a 250.
Yeah, you can get a 250.
That was a much newer bike.
That's true.
I thought that they didn't do. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Anyways, she's not winning.
You know what? It's not like they're accurate with their facts,
cars.
Sam. So, you know what?
Right.
Let's just make up some shit of our own. Yeah, the 250 was available back then, and I'm pretty sure that bike looked like a 250.
Yeah. It was made by Zonda. Yeah, it was a Zonda 150 250 GTX.
Because
that's what it was.
She's a small woman, and that's a small bike. And
True.
If I didn't know any better, I would almost say that there was a scooter store in Boise that sold a little tiny 200 motorcycle, or maybe it was a 150, and it was some foreign jobber, right? But it looked about that same size. So I'm thinking they just went out and bought like a $3,000 bike.
Probably. All right. Anyways, let's move on from the bike.
That's what that is. I think.
Okay. All right. So it's Claudia. She rides by, and she's Rick's girlfriend, and they're all sliming all over each other at the racetrack. And then we get introduced to Kelly, and she's the mechanic, and she's like, "Oh, I see you've been messing with my timing on this RX-7. Well, here, let me fix it by clicking the timing button."
I was just like, the car's not on. You can't. What?
There.
You can't.
There,
what?
Fixed it. Click. Fixed it. It's this big red button that says timing fix. Push me.
Or
see?
Timing fuck with her. Don't timing fuck with it. You flipped up the timing fuck with it. I flipped it back down. Don't fuck with the timing. That little fuck with it switch does that. Not the fucking ECU in a modern car.
Right. All right. So Rick races first versus an RX-8. I thought that was kind of fun. And he wins, but then he wins by so much that the RX-8 completely just disappears.
Well, in reality, they were that much slower than the RX-7.
Right.
Goddamn EPA!
And up pulls this GTR dude. It's our villain. It's Casey. He's a drug smuggler?
He's a drug dealer.
Because he says... Well, they bill it at that, but then when he's like, yeah, we all own fast cars because my guys, they're runners, which is what smugglers do. You don't drive fast to sell drugs. You stand on a street corner or they come to your house. You don't like, vroom, and then throw it out the window real fast so it hits them in the face.
Yeah.
No.
And also, you wouldn't drive a flashy car like that. You'd get something that was unassuming yet had the beans to do it. Say, the most popular drug smuggling car ever, the 5 Series BMW.
All right. So that's weird. Anyways, so he comes in, he starts talking some shit, and he challenges Tom for pinks. And Tom's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll race my 370Z against your GTR. That makes sense. And when I win, I'll give you the money. We'll sell the GTR and I'll give you the money for tuition, bro.
Not
he's like,
pay off my double-priced Datsun.
Right. Maybe I should sell this for probably, well, I drove it off the lot. I paid too much because, you know, the salespeople actually hate the service people, so they kind of screwed me on this. But I'll sell it for half of what it actually MSRP's for. So that's $20,000 that we could get out of this, and then $20,000 pretty good tuition for University of Phoenix online, bro.
He calls it a Skyline in the scene, but which at the time a Skyline would have been worth $80,000.
Right, that's true.
Because you'd have to import it, and then you're not going to import a car that you're not going to push to the 1,000 horse that they imported them for. So that's just a GTR, though. How much were those going for when they were new? 40?
New? What? No, a GTR is a $90,000 car.
Oh, is it?
That's accurate.
Okay.
All the numbers about the GTR were
I thought
accurate.
you could get into one of those for less.
3.7. No. What? No.
I thought it was like Ford
It's a
Focus
flagship.
priced.
Well,
Ford Focus.
Okay. No. You should have written this movie, Jackie.
I don't know shit about cars.
Yeah.
I just like the way they look. Although I did see the new Mercedes electric car today online, and it looks like an old Cougar.
Rawr. like the mom in this movie. Rawr. I bet you she drives a Mercury Cougar because she is one. All right, so they start racing, and the thing is that the GTR is faster, but Tom can lose him in the corners because there he has to drift. And Tom's like, "Wait, that's the one thing I'm really terrible at. Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yep, you got to drift." And so the first thing he does is he drifts right into a fucking wall and crashes
Actually,
and dies.
what really happens is he never sees anything but the license plate of that GTR for about 4 seconds. Because the stock 350, about half as fast. It's about half as fast as that other car.
Here's the thing about racing. Drifting will never, there is no scenario where drifting will win you the race. Drifting takes a long time. Yeah. Like you're sliding sideways in the corner with no traction, just going like doo-doo-doo as cars are flying by. I look cool, but I'm going really slow. You're going about 5 miles an hour when you're drifting fast.
Yeah.
In a forward direction. So you're going to lose. It's a bad strategy. And he's terrible at it. It's not the case he kills him, like sideswipes him or pulls some dirty move and cuts him off or causes traffic to slide into him or anything. Tommy just wrecks. He just straight up goes around a corner and crashes and dies.
He just wads that thing up. He rolls it like 4 times. Doesn't it like hit a telephone pole and then like get mystery momentum and then shoot itself across the street?
Oh my God. And then the crew runs up, like out of nowhere. They're miles away. And these guys are like, "Tommy!
Yeah.
No!"
They're like pulling him away, and I'm like, his arm seems fine.
His arm seems
fine.
I think it's been ripped off.
Oh, it's just still clutched on.
They're like, ah. It's like
just to the shoulder holding the steering wheel. The rest of the car is just a bucket of blood and guts.
Yep. That's what
his arm's okay.
His arm made it. The airbag didn't deploy either, so I think that they've got some lawsuits that they can send Nissan's way.
Well, he's the service manager. He probably fucked with it and set itself off on himself. That's where his black eye came from.
It was part of the Takata airbag recall, and he was in charge of doing all the Takata airbag recalls in that town, and now none of the airbags work in the entire town.
Just people crashing, getting killed by airbags. You ever watch somebody like intentionally set the airbag off? Like, it's so funny because everyone that ever does it, like, oh God, dead. Okay, God, okay, we're not all dead, right? Because everyone that ever does it is so afraid of what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, they're bombs.
They're bombs.
Absolutely. I've had 2 airbags go off in my face, and one we were doing about 5 miles an hour, so it didn't even touch my face, but the airbag went off, and it's also filled with poison.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to breathe the airbag stuff. Like, you only want the airbag to go off if it's, well, my head's about to split from my spine, or I could have the airbag hit me in the face.
Yeah, if you're leaning forward and the airbag goes off, it might kill you.
Yeah.
If you're not wearing a seatbelt and you're like, do-do-do-do-do, and it goes off, it might kill you.
Also, I saw something on Facebook today where somebody had taken, like moonstones or whatever, those new age hippie stones, and glued a peace sign onto their steering wheel where the airbag comes out. And I'm like, nice.
They bedazzled their steering wheel, their airbag.
Yeah. So I was just reading the comments because I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Who would do this? And they're like, so you're going to have shrapnel hit you in the face when you get into an accident. I mean, just the snarky things that people were saying. And I'm like, that is hilarious.
That's the origin story of Doomsday from Superman.
That's
because he had all that shit in his face.
the guys from Donut Media on the YouTube were shooting those at dummies to see how much damage the rhinestones will do.
All right, so Casey, he shows up to the wake, and Rick's like, "You son of a bitch, you killed my brother." And he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, no, I did not. Did you see that guy drive? He was terrible at it. I just, like, pulled up and was like, yeah, I don't think he made it. I'm getting the fuck up out of here."
And then the
Then he's
mom is
like-
completely drunk throughout this entire movie.
Oh my God, she is fantastic.
And she is fantastic. She's like, "You were there. You were there." And then she kind of gets distracted and starts talking about something else. And then she goes right back to, "You were there. You were there." She delivers the line the exact same way. Like, she was drunk and she just kind of forgot where she was at with the movie.
She's drinking Bud Light at her son's wake inside of her own house. Like, God damn it. The merchant family sucks.
Also, like, how did he die? He rolled a Z 4 times. He was cooking pretty good, lady. Do you understand physics? He had so much momentum, he actually just jumped across the street after he had come to rest.
Yeah, he's mystery momentum. And he had so much momentum, he liquefied everywhere except for his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to spray him out with a pressure washer into a bucket. Here it is. You see, I'm saving you money. We don't need to have a cremation. We've just got a Tommy bucket.
Run him through the sprinklers. Spread them out over the lawn.
Put it up on the mantle. It's the Tommy bucket. Hey, what's that bucket doing up there? We couldn't afford an urn. Actually, we bought an urn, but we paid $60,000 for it. So we went bankrupt again and had to get a bucket.
But God, look at the lawn. I mean, it's beautiful. What are you? The neighbors are asking, what do I do? I can't tell them. I'm like, we sprayed Tommy on the lawn. Fucking great. It's so green.
And,
we should bottle him. Call it Tommy Lawn.
And let's be realistic. They bought that urn, but they decided that it made a better ashtray. So they were just like, "Oh my God, this thing is perfect for holding my smokes."
Right.
Why I'm watering the lawn with Tommy juice.
Tommy Lawn.
She's like, "This is really gonna
your local.
Gonna class up the neighborhood here."
Find it at Lowe's. Okay. All right. So he's like, "How dare you come here?" And Casey's like, "Well, Tommy owes me a 370Z, but that thing is in the impound and it's totally smashed. So I'm going to take your car." And he's like, "Well, how about I race you for it?" And he's like, "No, how about I just take your car? I'm a drug dealer."
And nobody goes,
like, "I'm a bad guy."
That's not how it works. You were racing for pinks. You won. That one's totaled. You get it when it gets out of the impound. That's how it fucking works.
Double or nothing? He's like, "Well, not really, because this isn't double. This is an RX-7 worth about $6,000. I'll do it. You're the dumbest drug dealer on the planet / dumbest street racer on the planet, aren't you, Casey?" Just be like, "Okay, I don't want either of those pieces of shit. I got a GTR."
Maybe he looked forward into the year, 2022 when that RX-7's going for $30,000 on Facebook.
That's still not a thing, Sam. Nobody wants a second-gen RX-7, even today.
I want a second-gen RX-7.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
They're pieces of shit.
They got beans. The
No, they
Vonkel is the
don't!
same in both gens. It's the same power plant. You can get into that one because no one likes it.
Okay, I will. You know what? I'll buy you an second-gen RX-7.
You should look to see how much they are now. It's
I got
impressively
enough
lame.
in my pocket right now to buy you a second-gen RX-7. They are pieces of tube.
Yeah.
Pieces of tube. They're toupees. That's what they are.
But
They're bad
once you
toupees.
rip all of that off and replace it with racing parts, it's fine.
So you got to dump 40 into a 6,000. Get out of my
You can do it for about $10,000.
car talk. No, you can't. They're pieces. God, get an FD. Okay, so anyways, the mom works on her Oscar speech right here. Oh yeah, we already talked about the Bud Light. And Claudia's like, "Wait, you're still racing? I don't want to be with you anymore." And he's like, "Wait, you were the thong lady that is the flag waver to start the races. That's how we met, was by street racing." And you're like, "How dare you do street racing? Because I love Tommy," she said. I don't understand Claudia's motivation at all.
I think they met because there was a employee barbecue at the strip club, and he just happened to show
all
up
right,
and was like,
where mom works.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my high school son. He's going to go to college. And so she latches onto him right away. She's like, he's my ticket out.
Right? I'm 26.
She's that's a quizzical thing here with their ages and him being freshly graduated from high school. And they seem to have a long history.
Yep. He probably also, like, you know how kids sometimes work at their parents' work? Like, oh, you know, he can clean the floors. And I think Rick
and
was
instead he ends up cleaning all the pipes. You're like, you could prosecute these women for, raping you. And he's like, the fuck? I'm 16 and I'm banging strippers? Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck right off.
I don't love you anymore. You're a street racer, though. All right, so Rick comes to the shop where Kelly's crew's at, and he starts yelling, we got a month to make this RX-7 the fastest car in the world. Because they didn't have Veyrons at this point. So this RX-7 is going to be the fastest.
It's going to go 200 miles per hour. Did the GTR do 200? Or did it get kind of close?
No.
It got to like 180 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 180. Like, very few cars go 200 miles an hour, and there's really no practical application for doing
there's
such
not.
speeds.
And didn't they get the Viper to 199, and it basically shot every seal off of the engine or something like that?
Right? All right, so the two dudes, they're like, we'll go to the junkyard and get parts. There's a car there I heard about. And so they go shopping for what they call an MX-7.
The MX-7. Well, you'll be able to get the turbo kit off of an MX-7, and all you need is a fucking tire iron, because that's the only fucking tool they brought. So they're looking for fucked up tires, I guess, at the junkyard.
For a car that doesn't
exist.
And Kelly, she comes in with, this is probably my favorite part of this whole movie. Kelly's car designs. Look what I made.
They're not even.
I made, Rick. I made.
They're drawings of cars that are barely applicable. They're not applicable at all to what their project is. It's like they're the ones that you see on the T-shirts. Like, ooh, it's got these silly wheels.
Not even that, Sam. These are what you doodle when you're in 8th grade. That's the quality of them.
He's like, hey, that's a shitty drawing of an MR2. What are we going to do with that? Like, how does that help my RX-7? Which is an MX-5 240 SX MX-5. That drawing
MX-7.
of the MR2 will work when you think about it like that.
But the CRX that she has down in the corner, not gonna help.
She's got drawings of other cars. There's like a BMW 2002 in there, and Jackie, there's a CRX. Like, check out my designs of what?
Those are other cars
for my notebook.
Yeah,
for history class.
You think they would put the stickers of this on a T-shirt? Yes. Because they put stickers on T-shirts. Get out of here.
Well, what do you think about this? Ma'am, that's a Van Halen logo.
Yeah. How about this one? Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons logo is pretty easy to draw.
That's going to be a bitch and trapper keeper, lady. Yeah. All right. And the one note that she brings up in this scene, because I was laughing so hard, she's like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put low-profile tires on it. Oh!
That'll speed you up.
That's the secret. 200 miles an hour. All right, so Rick visits Claudia at the strip club, and she's still on her high horse. She's like, oh, no, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And she goes in the back. He leaves, and Mom is too strung out to dance properly, I guess, because Lou comes in and he's like, "Hey, what's her deal?" She's like,
"But just got dance."
He's like, dance. She looks like she always does. Send her out.
I mean, I've seen your strip club 3 times now in this movie, and it's a pretty moopy place. Like, this is some sad dancers. Like, Jimmy Pop has dreamed about this strip club his whole life.
You know, at one point, Claudia just gives up and just sits on the floor.
She just lays down.
goes down the pole and then just kind of lays down. I'm like, what kind of strip club is this?
But the music, they're dancing to the music he's playing. That's the part that doesn't make any sense. It's like really sad crap metal.
Yeah, right.
It's from his garage band. He's trying to get some traction going.
I didn't realize his garage band was Stained. Heyo! Those guys sucked. All right. So the car's almost done. It only took a couple hours because I'm kidding you not. He comes in while, like, before the day is over. Like, the wake happens the same day he comes into the strip club. Mom has gone to work and cut to the car being done. It's the same day. It only took 2 hours to get the whole entire car rebuilt and painted, mind you.
Here's what we need to do to speed this thing up. Paint it green. Because we've only got so much time to make it fast. We should waste a week painting it.
Painting it, yep, okay. My God. So he takes it out for a test, and he goes so fast it becomes a 240SX. And the cops are chasing him with a goddamn chopper, it should be noted, that disappears.
Well, it goes under the bridge, so it crashes.
Was the best, yeah, that was the best part, is when it was, like, underneath the bridge with the rest of the cars.
Is it just, like, one guy that does all the special effects for the Asylum, and he has so much to do that he's just stressed out and just, like, clicking and dragging and willy-nilly, just Mountain Dew Code Reds everywhere. It's like, Busy Bee! Gotta get this done! Because the helicopter's not even pointed in the right direction. It goes under a bridge sideways, and I think the propellers aren't even spinning.
Meanwhile, that old Clippy from Microsoft Office is in this corner of his desktop shaking his head. Like, Jesus, even I can do this shit. I'm Clippy. Everybody hates me, but I'm better than you. All right, so he gets pulled over by Officer Flynn, Paul Logan, and he gets slammed on the hood. Like his head he just keeps bonking his head against the hood of his cop car. And he's like, "You will not do street racing."
Yeah.
Bonk, my favorite line from this is, "I got your balls in my hand." That's the guy I am. And I'm like, so you just wanted to fill up a teenage boy? Like, you're a fucking weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
You're making me look bad. That's all he cares about is I look bad because when people die in street racing, that reflects on me, bro. Oh, okay.
And I feel a lump in your left testicle that you should probably get checked out.
But if he can't keep these guys from crashing, then he's not going to be able to bet on the street racing. Because he's going to have to arrest everybody. Because that's technically his job.
Okay. All right, so the car, he got it up to 160, but that's still too slow. And so now they're like, I got to use NOS. They're like, you can't use NOS. There's no NOS kit made for the Mazda MX-5/7. And so this one guy, it's also too small. This one guy named Domingo, he put it in his RX-7 and he crashed into a building. It flew up in the air and he almost died, man.
He made it
He's
into
like, I gotta find this guy.
He made it into the second story, Justin.
Yeah,
second story.
Also, motherfuckers, if Uncle doesn't need more fuel, it needs more goddamn air. That's how you make them faster. Stupid fucks.
You know how you get a Vonkel to go faster, Sam? You pull it out of the junkyard.
I'm gonna build a Gen 2 RX-7 just to spite you. I'm gonna fucking do donuts all over in front of your house. Your neighbors are gonna fucking hate me. Just hooning around like a fucking jackass. Woo!
Just don't put NOS in it, buddy. You'll fly in a second story building.
Blow the fucker up. Won't fly anywhere. You'll be fucking parked.
Oh, you don't need a NOS kit to blow up an RX-7. They'll do that on their own.
Just spin that one millimeter past the red line, and you're good to go on blowing that fucking thing up.
All right, so they're like, you can't talk to Domingo. He's a gang leader. And he's like, well, I'm going to find him. So the first place I'm going to look is the strip club. Oh, not here. I wonder if Claudia knows where he's at. So he goes looking for Claudia, but he can't find Claudia. Oh, hey, Mom, your boobs are out. Gross. Also, sweet boobs, Mom.
He just starts like, I need a hug. Then she starts breastfeeding him. And then the dollars start flying. Lou's like, fucking open get Rock Me Like a Hurricane going. These dollars are coming out now.
All right, give it up for the very sexy mom. Now coming to the stage, the very sexy
He like gets
Rick's
the
mom.
microphone and like sings over the top of some of it. Here I am, breastfeed me like a hurricane.
That's right, gentlemen. She'll be ready for private shows in about an hour. Thank you.
The whole
gotta
floor
take
is just redone with dollar bills and jizz.
Which then Rick has to clean up because he's still the mop boy.
Yeah.
All right, so she says that, Mom says that she would dump him if she could. Like, at least Claudia has that option.
Yeah, I guess.
She doesn't have a lot of options in life, but at least that's one of them. I don't even have that.
I guess this is not uncommon because my grandma one time got super drunk at Jackpot, Nevada on 7 and 7s and told my dad and all of his sisters and brothers, if I could have, I would have flushed you all down the toilet.
Nice.
Kaplunk. I guess that's not an option in Nevada anymore, is it? Hey-oh. Too soon. You know, having about the loss of female reproductive health. Cool. Funny. I'm going to go away now.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we want those abortions done in back alleys. That's where we want those done.
Yeah, that's where they belong.
People are definitely going to stop getting those. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's been working good. History books are weird. Weird things.
All right, so Rick can't find Claudia, so he just goes to Domingo's house, because I guess he knew where it was the whole time. And he's like, hey, bro. And they're like, dude, die. Because they're drug dealers.
I guess.
Everybody requested him on Facebook.
Right?
Everybody's a drug dealer except Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly. Because she has a garage because she can draw pictures, I guess. I don't...
Right.
Well, and you know, she's taken on these two doofuses that kind of help around in the garage, right? But one of them, his dad is an alcoholic that runs the junkyard, and so that's why she keeps him around.
Yeah, and after some hangdown contest out here in his garage, he's like, oh, hey, you know, Kelly, come on in. That sounds cool. Here, let me tell you what happened. So let me set the scene for you. I put in the NOS kit, made it myself. I got up to about 180. The car was going so fast I couldn't really tell, so I flew up into a second-story window, and it shot me out. I was going so fast. It broke the seatbelt, and I flew out the window into a pile of shit.
Into a pile of shit. Safety.
Wait. Yeah, can you believe it? The car just was going so fast. I mean, like, you don't want to put it... Wait, no.
I'm sorry, did
you
you
fell
say
into shit?
You were in poop?
Yeah, I fell into shit. So anyways,
how
the
big,
car...
How big was this pile of shit?
The poop saved you?
It was a pretty big pile of shit. Anyways...
Was the circus in town?
There unclear where the feces came from. Can we move on?
Can we get a gallon count on the feces? What do you think? It's over 5, under 50. What are we talking about here? Like... I'm imagining how much shit it takes to land in safely, and I'm thinking 50 plus gallons.
Here's the deal. I'm a Mexican man here illegally.
Oh,
I don't speak your.
You know, he doesn't. He looks like he doesn't even know Spanish.
I'm a drug dealer, you jackasses. I don't know your U.S. Measurement system. This gallon thing is confusing to me. Let me just go ahead and say that it was a lot of shit. Okay.
So if you were at the donkey show, would it fill up an arena?
Look, that's an urban land. I take offense to you bringing up donkey show. Like, I'm trying to tell you about NOS kits, and you're talking about donkey shows. That's a step past the line, sister. Anyways, the RX-7.
MX-5-7.
Where's the shit from? Whose shit?
Did he land in his
And nobody
own
even
shit?
questions it. Rick is just like,
Yeah.
oh,
I don't have time to build it myself. You have to cut like 3 pipes, dickhead. It's a bottle, hose, and a minor amount of fabrication.
Oh, he's like, well, here's the deal, man. You're going up against Casey. Here's the NOS kit for free. There you go.
That guy's a dick.
Yeah, I hate him. Oh, well, I don't have any questions past that.
So how long ago did you crash this, and why haven't you fixed it?
So, did you just walk around town with shit on you? Like, the cops had to come. Was it a residential building? And, there's a lady showering, and a fucking RX-7 flies through her living room, and she's like, what the heck? And looks down, and there's a Hispanic gentleman covered in shit. He's like, whoops a daisy.
He's
how did that shake down?
Did your poop come from, lady who was showering, and why is there so much of it? She's like, well, that's why I'm taking a shower. The rest of it's a long story.
Well, here's the thing. I actually was driving the car in TJ, and the people just shit on the street because it's TJ, Sam.
It's much better now that they got rid of that prison that wasn't really a prison. It was just like an open door prison that you could just walk out of, I guess, and it ran the town.
Once I get an apology letter for a friend getting kidnapped from the mayor of TJ, then I will accept. I will accept TJ's cleaned up.
Well, I mean, relatively. Like, it could be really bad and twice as clean as it used to be.
True. And still would have shit that you would fall into.
I don't know.
While driving a car X7.
Well, when I was down there a few years ago, as long as you stay in, the business part of town where all the, the big hotels and spas and stuff are, it's relatively clean. Now, once you get out of that area, it's like, wow, you spray painted a fucking donkey.
It's nothing but two-story. It's nothing but 2-story buildings and shit on the streets.
Yep.
Poof. All right. So goes back to Kelly, and Kelly's got to put it on, and she's like, "Okay, well, what about the flying up in the air into this 2-story thing and getting shot out of the car and landing and shit? I got to come up with a solution for that." She's like, "Got it. Side skirts."
And I'll shit on the street corners just in case.
Right. For landing. Padding.
Yeah.
Can we use feathers instead? No, it's got to be shit.
Didn't they already put the bigger wing on there. That's not going to help it. That's going to keep the ass end down, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, Casey goes to the strip club and he tells Lou, the owner, that, hey, that Claudia lady, you see her? He's like, yeah, she's one of my gals. Well, I'm going to turn her into a whore. Can you make her spend the night with me? Lou's like, yeah, that's what I do.
No.
That's my thing.
I never really get on Lou because he's like, huh. And then he stuffs some money and Lou does nothing at that point. And later, he's like, did she report it? The guy can go to jail. I mean, right? I'm not going to fight that guy because he'll fucking shoot me. Like, call the police.
Call the police, Lou. Jesus.
Well, Lou can't call the police.
Well, I think Lou could call the police.
And then they'd come down there and she'd have to make a statement. He could try to force the issue, but if he called the police, they'd be like, the person needs to call us directly. The person who was with the tort must make the claim.
So I'm sitting next to this guy. He's like, I'm a drug dealer. He said that and then gave me this wad of cash and was like, that lady, I want her to be a sex trafficked lady by you.
So what do they get him on? locker room talk.
Soliciting prostitution.
Oh yeah, he'll be out in 2 minutes, and then he'll shoot Lou.
And Lou will be like, dang it, that was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea. I'm never really on Lou Lou kind of does mostly the right thing for the whole movie.
Sorry, Claudia, guess you gotta be a prostitute.
Or just call the fucking police yourself. Shit.
Yeah.
He can't do it for you.
My favorite is that...
just work out all my problems on my 400 Kawasaki.
Yeah, so she just goes and changes into her motorcycle gear and gets on her bike and follows her out there. And she does exactly what I would do. Fuck off, buddy, and hits him in the face with a motorcycle helmet. Do you know how bad that would hurt?
It would not feel good.
He would be a while from getting up and would not be able to chase her.
If you did it just right, he probably lost a tooth and he's really in bad shape.
Yeah.
And so she takes off on her bike, and then he runs to his car, which is not even in the parking lot. It's not even in the shot where he's running. So he's got a ways to go to get to his car. She's on a bike. She's gone, bud. She's gone. She left. She bonked you and took off. Give it up. And he's like, no, I'm in a GTR. I'll catch her. I got Claudia GPS. So he chases her down. She runs into a Chevy Trailblazer and just barrel rolls.
She just jumps all woo, I'm okay. Yeah. No, you are not.
Right after he says, damn, that bike is really fast. I can't catch her in my car that earlier in the film was established goes 200 miles an hour.
Which doesn't, but the Kawi goes 90.
Yeah.
90.
So if she's going so fast, he can't catch her. She runs into a Trailblazer. She's dead.
She is dead.
You don't barrel roll out of that, lady.
But if he hurries and he cuts her pants off, he could still probably get some before she goes cold.
Wow. Oh, come on. We had to go there. We already did the mommy breast milk thing, and now you're like, yeah, I'll add some necrophilia. We even had Donkey Show, and you're like, you know what? This isn't enough. I got it.
Well, yeah. I'll take it further then. If she hit the car that fast, he wouldn't need to even use her vagina. There's going to be other places he could just stick it right in her.
Ah, true. She probably wouldn't have any teeth left. To start. And if he's a quick shot, you can move on to other orifices.
I'm sorry. I can't.
No. I object. I object to myself.
I would like
I
to
need
say
to stop
I have
following
words.
Jackie places.
All right. So then she gets off the bike. It's now a foot race where she runs into this warehouse district, and they do this little Pepe Le Pew chase thing for a while where she just beats the crap out of him. At no point does he got you now, bitch, and feel her up or anything, and then she elbows him in the balls. No, she just sneaks around. He's like, ha ha, jumps out, and she kicks him in the face she's Daniel LaRusso.
My favorite was when she kicked him in the nards, and then she used the palm of her hand to try to break his nose, which doesn't break his nose, but that guy has a broken nose at this point. He's missing teeth. One ball is now permanently jacked up and pushed back inside because she's kicked him so many times.
I mean, he's like, I don't know if this is worth it anymore. I can't see. I've got blood in my eyes. Where'd she go? So she gets away to her apartment, and she calls Rick, and he doesn't answer because he's working on the RX-7, which before this, the cop is like, you got to throw the race because, or else I'll bust you for street racing. Okay. So back to Claudia. Mom tells Lou to get rid of Casey because it's hilarious. She's drunk during this whole scene. She's like, you gotta get rid of Casey because he chased Claudia around and he don't even respect us anymore. And he's like, look, you're getting really old. I can put you behind the counter. That's the best I got for you. Other stuff.
He's putting her out to pasture. He's like, look, you got a drinking problem. Be behind the bar where, at least we can be like, hey, the customers pay for shots. You have to do the shot.
Yeah.
And that's why she's drunk all the time. It's not because she has a drinking problem. We've got a long history. He's almost acting like he's Rick and Tommy's dad.
He's the closest thing they have to a dad, and he said that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Instead, Casey just comes back to the strip club and he's like, I would like to go to the champagne room. Can I request Claudia? And everybody's like, yeah, sure. Claudia, you're back at work. That seems like a smart thing to do for a lady who almost got kidnapped by a drug dealer from the strip club. Come back to work, start dancing. And she goes in there and she's like, oh shit, there's my rapist.
Well, so
Dang it.
the other part we have to mention is that the one stripper that sends her back there is the evil. There's like that one bitch at every store, right? That wants everybody else's life to be miserable. And the strip club has that too, because she's like, oh, it's a private, just go back there and see. It's a surprise for you. It's the guy that's going to rape you. I just want your life to be as fucked up as mine, even though mine's only fucked up based upon my own poor choices.
Yeah, and Lou is at the bank, we should mention. So he has no part in this. It's just this one bitch that works there. I've worked with women like this.
Wow.
I bet the hair place is like 50% this lady.
Yeah, I mean, they'll do some fucked up shit just to make themselves feel better. And you're like, no, bitch, you're never going to be better than me. You are going to be here in this shop and you will die in this shop. Being given handies in the back.
They're giving handies in the back because you're going to get fired for being an asshole.
Wow.
The men love me. I can't tell you how many times other women at salons have told me that. The men love me. And I'm like, no, they don't.
And they were literally giving handies in the back?
I knew one that was. She would brag about her days as a stripper to her clients, and then they would disappear in the back for a little bit. And she was making money hand over fist.
Hand over balls.
Dang.
Yeah. Hand over balls. That's right. And she was like, yeah, pretty soon I'll have enough to buy I think she was saving up for some car or something that she wanted.
Some hand cream.
So she was going to, she's like, I've almost got enough money now, girls. I'm like...
Probably was going to buy a Mazda MX-57 RX.
Right?
7.5.
Save it up. She specialized in non-jerk-off hand jobs.
Yeah, she's tugging her way all the way to become a boy racer.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So Casey's like, dance for me. And she's like, I guess I don't have a choice. But then eventually he gets too handsy. And so she just turns around and smashes his nards.
Yeah, again.
He's like, oh, damn. Why am I doing this to myself? I've got hoes of my own. What is my deal? So Rick finds her. He takes her away. She's like, comes with me. Get in this RX-7/240. And he chases after her. And they get up to 180. And he's like, yeah, it worked.
This is my favorite part. Because they get in the car to start to drive away or whatever. And then all of a sudden, here comes whatever his name is. What is his name? Casey. What an evil villain name. Casey.
Yeah, right.
That's why I forgot it. So, Rick looks in the mirror and he goes, Jesus, he's chasing us. And I'm like, whoa, that was the best one of the three that you got. That sucks. Oh, no.
So then they're going 180. We look down at the speedometer, and
was that?
Then the next thing,
did that not look to you like a pressure valve so that they could just get it to go where it needed to go?
Oh yeah,
it was not a speedometer by any means. It had a label maker that said M.P.H on it.
M.P.K. accidentally. They didn't have time to fix that.
It actually said MX7.
Yeah. And then some asshole's like, well, we can change that in post, and then the poor VFX guy's like, no, you can't. I'm too
busy. So they're going 180, and then we get a shot of Claudia, and she's like jerking.
Yeah.
And she's like, tell him to stop it.
Tell him to stop. So at one point, they're supposed to be going 180. At another point, it just sees them like jerking back and forth. And then the next shot, they're parked and he's just kind of bumping into the back of them, sort of, but not really.
And he pushes them out into traffic and a semi smashes into them.
They're dead. He took off all the real body parts. That's a roll cage and fiberglass. They died.
They died. So he wakes up in the hospital. He's like, Claudia, nobody will tell me anything. He's okay. He's got a bump on his ear. And Claudia's alive, they finally figure out, because the doctor is a stripper fan of Mom.
Yeah.
It's like, normally I wouldn't tell you this area of information because you're not family, but I have seen your boobies. So.
And I'm going to burn my one question that this movie had. There's only one question I have. Why doesn't she just marry that guy?
Right?
I mean, that seems like a
Doctor.
fucking no-brainer to me.
Duh.
Yeah, but she's going to give him free lap dances for the next year. And so after they go to Claudia's room, then she follows him down the hall for her first session.
Right? Yep. Oh boy. All right. So he tells them that Claudia, she's going to be okay. They had to pull her spleen out. She doesn't have a spleen anymore, and some cracked ribs, and that's about it.
She's
okay.
3 inches of pipe in between her and a Mack truck.
True.
She is not in one piece.
Her spleen took the brunt of the impact.
Oh, that was a very tough spleen.
Yeah, it's like an airbag itself. It just pops out of your body and inflates.
I'm going to name my new band after her. Steel Spleen.
So Rick vows to Claudia that he'll win. He's not giving up. She's like, beat him. It's the only way to beat a bully. He's like, yeah, but I don't have a car.
He's not
Wait a minute.
A bully. He's a murderous drug dealer.
Yeah, well, it's the same concept, right? Same thing. Like, you don't send a murderous drug dealer to prison. You beat him at his own game.
Yeah.
I don't have a car. Wait, I do. It's Tommy's. So they go on a Tommy car heist. And this Tommy car heist sucks pretty hard.
It sucks pretty hard, but the guy that wants to bust the kid's ass for not having paperwork is kind of funny.
He is kind of funny. He's like, you can't do that because it pisses me off.
Paperwork.
It's the same guy from Malibu
It's
Express.
like, well, they said the facts. I don't see shit. Paperwork.
You can't leave that piece of shit here. This is an impound junkyard type place, buddy. Where else do you want me to put it?
Put it wherever the fuck you want, not here. Paperwork.
Busy Bee. He's also their special effects guy. So they get the car and they get it to the shop and they're like, oh, we only got 2 days left. What's our plan? And Kelly's like, I'm going to take the aerodynamics off of it.
That thing rolled 4 times. It's a uniframe. There's nothing fucking left. There's nothing left. You can take the engine and the transmission out and put it in a different car, but it is fucked.
Well, there is one thing that they can do, Sam, is they can stop using the CGI car and actually use a real car. That's what just called the special effects guy. And he's like, wait, I have now less work to do? Oh, absolutely.
Well,
No,
what would
you
have
gotta
been
add
really, what would have been really great is if they would have unveiled this new car with a big picture of Tommy's face on the hood.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sweet. Like a CGI face drawn by Kelly's notebook skills.
Yeah, in loving memory.
Yeah,
Tommy.
she drew his face onto a huge-titted anime girl body. Like, why did you do that? Well, it won't be fast without the huge-titted anime girl.
Right? Okay, so that's the only thing that they do. He's like, why did you take the aerodynamics off? And she's like, now I won't go fast. And she's like, well, you couldn't go fast anyways because you're on streets. Like, this whole thing just keeps going, like this dialogue, you're never going to need to go that fast. You're on city streets. We could get it up to 200 miles an hour, but his car nor your car ever going to go. This movie should just be called Not Gonna Go 200 Miles Per Hour.
Nothing in this movie is 200 miles per hour, ever.
Or needed. Like,
one of the fucking reviews by a person who probably works for the Asylum was like, it led with, you should watch this movie, and you should watch this movie with the link below because Amazon will give me 7 cents. And he's like, 200 miles per hour, this movie has that. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have that.
It literally never does.
No.
All right, so it's race time. And Flynn finds him. He's chasing after him as they go. And I guess Casey wrecks because we get this shot of Tommy drifting hard. It's going back and forth. And then he drifts hard. And then all of a sudden, Casey just slams into a tree.
And then the most puzzling thing of all happens. Rick gets out and he's like, Casey, no!
Casey!
I gotta save him! What?
He fucking tried to rape your girlfriend. He killed your brother-ish.
But the Brotherhood of the Road is overriding that? Like, no, Casey, not another man racing.
And then
he pulls him out.
Dying breath, right after he pulls him out, Justin's right.
Uh-huh.
And Casey goes, yo, motherfucker, I've seen your mom's tits.
Yeah, and I have too.
I paid for a
in
milk
this
dance.
movie. I literally was the only person that saw my mom's tits in this movie. So, great. That's your last words? Man, that sucks, Casey. All right, so Flynn pulls up and he's like, hey, stupid, you were supposed to lose. I'm going to shoot this guy in the face. And he's like, no, you can't shoot him. You'll get caught. And he's like, well, then you shoot him. I'm not going to shoot him.
I like how this cop has...
Why does anybody need to shoot him?
I like how the cop, though, has a spare murder gun.
He's got a burn
in his
gun
fanny.
on him.
Yeah, in the fanny pack. You know, it's like, oh, hold on. I've got my spare burn gun that I stole out of evidence.
No, it's in here someplace.
So you
like,
can
he was
take care
on
of
it
the
quick.
business.
Like, that guy's a fucking dirty cop. Here, shoot him now. This is a burner. Toss it in the
You shoot
dumpster.
him.
They'll never fucking know.
Why does anybody need to shoot him? I don't care. I just want to see somebody get shot today. It's not even that I have to. I just want to. Somebody needs to get shot today. I don't care who does it. How about you? It's your turn. You shoot him, kid. Okay. Well, the crew shows up because they have again appeared out of nowhere, and they've got their cameras, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want that all to be all over the internet?" So I guess he's busted and fired, or not because he's LAPD. I don't know.
They're not going to report it. They don't report anything.
Yeah.
They don't. Oh, so the kid, like, they blackmail him.
I guess,
but what they're really going for now that action's over, it's kind of like a Princess Diana situation with Casey, where nobody's calling 911, but they're all shoving their cell phones into his face, like,
right.
And this is the drug dealer that made my life a living hell, and I hope he fucking dies here on the sidewalk. I'm coming to you live from Facebook Live. I hate
Meanwhile,
this fucking guy.
Rick is in the shot going, Casey, no!
Yeah. We can save him. What?
Holds up his severed head. Casey, I knew you well. Monologues about the ins and outs of life and death. All right. So Domingo pulls in the shop later, and he tells Kelly that, hey, I know I'm a drug dealer and you don't really do any of that, but I know a guy who likes drugs. He works in NASCAR. His name is Jeff Gordon because I'm the only person that we mentioned has anything to do with NASCAR in this movie is Jeff Gordon, just so you know. And he wants to hire you, Kelly, because you are an illegal street racer. That's how NASCAR works. Great.
You're accusing Jeff Gordon of being a druggie. Pshaw,
I'm
sir.
not. This movie does.
Really? Jeff Gordon's a total square.
I know, but this movie, that only says, hey, he walks into the scene and says, hey, look, hey, Jeff Gordon, good driving. Wait, what? No, that's not the same style of racing at all. And then he's like, 2 minutes later, he's like, hey, one of my clients is in NASCAR, wants to hire you. It's Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon's like, can you sneak NOS into my car?
And my nose, I guess. And then he says something about like, well, after all that, your $400,000 went up in flames. And I'm like, wait, what? $400,000? What $400,000?
$400,000 this car is worth now?
Wait.
No, he said it was the jackpot. So based
There's
off of the bets, he was supposed to get $400,000.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. The bets have nothing to do with the fucking drivers. Good God. Yeah, you gotta put a bet on yourself if you want to make... Oh!
I don't think that's true because in the first race, he got paid from that guy in the chair.
Well, that's
in the
not
back
how
of the
street
truck.
racing works.
They raced for pigs. That's it. You don't get a pie of the bets. Why would you even?
There's some
why
guy
would there be bets?
Operating as a house that's taking bets. He's not going to cut you in on it. He's keeping that money. That's his money.
I'm the bookie. All right, everybody. Who wants to get some? I got 2-to-1 odds, 3-to-1 odds. Okay, all right. I've got a pile of money.
Okay.
Here you go, guys.
Now that all the betting is concluded, let's do the sharing. Like, wait, no,
Yeah.
there's no sharing in betting.
And so Domingo's like, well, thanks for eliminating my drug dealing competition. Because I'm still a drug dealer. And now I own the whole of L.A.
And I like
And his
how
guys
Kelly,
are like worse than the Asylum
bro,
special effects guys. We can't get the drugs out fast enough. Oh my God.
and I like how Kelly is like, I'm not working for you. You're a fucking drug dealer. And Rick is like, oh yeah,
Bro!
I'm good with this
Bro,
shit.
Sif!
Yeah.
Bro Mingo!
Yeah, I mean, he's totally fine with it. Whatever he has to do to get a leg up, you know?
his name in the movie is Domingo Juarez, so Rick is like, Bro Mingo Brores!
Oh my God. That was terrible.
Hey, well, yeah, you're cool. We are bros, bro. So I'm gonna buy that GTR for $100K, even though it's wrecked. I get to go to college now. Oh, Claudia, you get to go to college too.
Yeah. She's on dance scholarship.
They don't let you in dance school if you don't have a spleen, Sam.
That's true.
According to this one movie I did watch one time that I cannot remember the name of, where all of the dancers had to take off their clothes, and anybody with a tattoo or any kind of scar and or had any kind of surgery to remove an organ couldn't be part of the dance troupe.
Right. It's on the application. Have you ever had your spleen removed? Yes or no? Dang it, I'll never go to school. All right, I don't have any questions, guys. This thing ties itself up pretty nice, and if I did, I would never get answers from anybody.
Well,
there's
you know,
no...
they race to their first class together, so now they've switched from car racing to bicycle racing.
Those are not racing bicycles. Those are stupid bikes. They spent that drug money on really dumb bikes.
Yeah.
They're stupid people.
And then this is where the electric bike comes in, where they're like, we had the need for bicycle speed. And so they started putting NOS on their bicycles, and then they flew up to the third story window and landed and shit, and then the legends continue.
You
But
put
they felt
NOS on my electric bike, caught on fire real quick.
All right.
That's all it did. That's all it does is catch on fire. Just spraying
Final
NOS onto
recommendations.
battery terminals.
Final recommendations. I'm going to go first. It's really hard, but I'm going to have to say Due. I kind of liked it. It was crap, but man, it is so dumb that it's a pretty good riffer. It's got some slow parts here and there, and the fast parts aren't good, but it's just so stupid that I'm kind of like, I can't not. It's a Due. It's a Due for me. Jackie?
It's a don't. This thing was
Okay.
a pile of shit. And unless you're like somebody like us, right, that notices weird shit in movies, you're not going to enjoy it. Your girlfriend's going
Which
to
is
look at
everybody
you.
that listens to this podcast.
Yeah. Well, you know, and if you watch it with other people, they're going to look at you and go like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are we watching this pile of shit? So no. I would not tell anybody to watch this.
I mean, this is one of the two Asylum films that I could palate. It doesn't have its box of dialogue in the middle of it that lasts 40 minutes. There isn't
Right.
that scene that's so common among their films that they just waste time. And that's my biggest problem with Asylum movies is that they have 5 to 6 scenes in every movie that are there to just make some minutes. They don't do anything. There's no storytelling. It's just passage of time on screen. Like, wow, that is fucking lame. It doesn't have that, so I guess if you're going to watch an Asylum movie, watch this one or American Warships. Yeah.
Okay. That's about 50% Due.
I don't know. I think I'm going to give it a 51% don't, because I don't think that until they change their tune,
Okay.
no one should watch these. These people should go out of business.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your episode. Hope you guys had a great time. Sam, what's our movie next week?
I'm going back to the 90s, 80s, 90s skate business with Thrashin', James Brolin.
Okay.
I have an announcement.
Currently streaming on
Amazon Prime.
Okay. Jackie?
I have an announcement. I found a Mega Construct set that had a She-Ra in it. And so I just wanted everybody to know that I purchased it. And it had a Hordak. And I'm really excited.
Cool. That's great. Awesome. I'm glad you did that at the end of the show. Because that's where we put just, I guess, the MISC things. This is the MISC section. Anyways, my headphones are dying. I gotta shut this thing down. I hope you guys have a great week and get to the chopper.